Hello everyone, let's talk about steel. I'm Kevin Jiang, product consultant of MESCO STEEL. In this video, we shall talk about weathering-resistant steel. Weathering-resistant steel, also called atmospheric corrosion-resistant steel, is made by adding a certain amount of alloying elements such as copper, phosphorus, chromium, nickel, etc. to ordinary steel, make it form a protective layer on the surface of the metal substrate to improve atmospheric corrosion resistance performance. Weathering steel will rust like ordinary carbon steel in the early stage. After a period of time, due to the enrichment of copper, phosphorus, and other trace elements on the steel surface, a dense amorphous rust layer structure is formed, which is very firmly combined with the matrix. This stabilized rust layer can resist the intrusion of water vapor and harmful ions in the atmosphere to a certain extent, preventing further corrosion of the base metal. The atmospheric corrosion resistance of weather-resistant steel is 2 to 8 times that of ordinary carbon steel. And the longer it is used, the more prominent its corrosion resistance will be. The thickness range that China's weathering-resistant steel can produce is 1.0 to 400 mm, and width is 1,000 to 3,800 mm. Common specifications available in stock are thickness 1.5 to 80 mm with width 1,000 to 3,000 mm. In addition, what needs to be paid attention to is the thickness tolerance of the steel plate. The tolerance of thin plate is generally plus or minus 0.25 mm, and the tolerance of thick plate is plus or minus 0.5 to 2 mm. However, customers should note when purchasing that the difference between the rust appearance of ordinary steel and weather-resistant steel is not obvious within 6 months after the rust begins. The reason is that 6 months ago, the dense protective rust layer of weather-resistant steel has not really formed. Therefore, in the early stage, it is difficult to distinguish the authenticity of weathering steel with the naked eye, which is also an important reason for the phenomenon in confusion in the market. The following methods can be used for testing. First, submit it to a third-party testing agency to detect the content of several precious metal elements such as copper, nickel, chromium, and compare them with a quality certificate. The copper, nickel, and chromium content of ordinary steel plates will be over 10 times less than the corresponding content on the weathering steel quality certification. Second, sample weather-resistant steel plates are tested. Divide the sample into 2 halves, use a grinder or sandpaper to destroy the original rusty surface of one half, and then spray water for observation. The real weather-resistant steel plate itself is made of excellent material, so even if one layer is removed, good rust will still naturally grow inside. Follow MESCO Steel, learn about steel products and China's steel industry with us.